Hey there, it's Wendy from Worldwide Speak, and I'm back to talk about editing tip number 2. This is part of the writing process, and it's super important because you want to make sure that your paper is error-free. And when it's error-free, it's clear and effective. And when it's clear and effective, it usually earns a better grade. So, let's get started. So first, what is editing? In case you did not watch my first video, editing tip number 1. Editing is the part of the writing process where you go back through your writing to look for errors or make changes. The purpose of this editing is to fine-tune your paper. You want to make sure that there are no errors and that your overall paper is clear and effective. It's kind of like playing the violin. You can play a beautiful song, but if your violin is out of tune, it's not going to sound so beautiful. The same with errors in your paper. If your paper has good points but is full of errors, it's going to sound out of tune to the reader, therefore causing confusion and probably lowering your grade. So what's the tip? Tip number 2 is check for sentence variety. You want to count the number of each type of sentence that you have in your paper. This might take a while, but it's definitely worth it, especially when you're just starting your writing journey in English. Remember, our sentence types were simple, compound, and complex. That's what we're looking for. And the reason this is so important is because, like the image you see here, all of the different spices, variety is the spice of life, meaning that diversity or different things make life really interesting. So if you have different types of sentences in your writing automatically becomes much more interesting. So what I have my students do, it's really simple, but it's helped them tremendously. I have them make a chart or a little graph like the one that you see here. And there are 3 columns: simple, compound, and complex. And then I just have them tally up how many sentence types they have in each category, right? So how many simple sentences do I have? How many compound and how many complex? For example, here, this student's paper has 10 simple sentences, 1 compound sentence, and 3 complex sentences. It's a really easy visual way to see, hey, you know what? I have way too many simple sentences. My paper's going to sound like it starts and stops often, or robotic, or choppy. And that's going to ruin the flow of my paper, and it's going to cause confusion for the reader. So in this example, the student would probably change some of those simple sentences to compound or complex, so there's a nice balance or rhythm between the 3 different types, giving the overall paper more sentence variety. Okay, now it's practice time. This is a really simple, short paragraph. Not many sentences at all, but I just wanted to do a quick practice with you to show you how this works. So why don't you hit pause, and while the video is paused, read the paragraph in its entirety, and then hit play, and we'll go over how many sentences were simple, compound, and complex. Let's see if you get it right. Okay, thank you for pausing, taking the time to read, and tallying your sentences. So let's see, were you correct? How many simple sentences were there? So there were 2 simple sentences. The first sentence, there are so many incredible cities to visit throughout the world. And the other one was, others choose to go to San Francisco for the natural beauty. So how many compound sentences were there? I don't think there were any. And then there were 3 complex sentences. So the other 3 sentences were the complex ones. There were 5 sentences in total. Obviously, this is short and quick and easy, but I know you get the point, and then you'll be able to take this tip and apply it to the next paper that you write. Hopefully this helps. Remember to subscribe and keep writing. You can do this.